Thank you, Param. Hi, good evening, all. I welcome the executive committee, my other teammates, all RMA members, and most importantly, the faculty of today's webinar, Sagar Duval. I think very important topic in the sense that the entire world has started the journey towards digitization. So for example, like for a common man, if WhatsApp is a kind of digitization, Facebook or social media, and then smartphone, and like all those gadgets. So I guess if you take like into this into context, uh, whole world is moving towards digitizing and automation in that sense. So Rajkot in particular, the factories will have to really invest now into many things, not only in transforming itself into a kind of digitized or a smart factory. So the challenge for Rajkot is much bigger because many SMEs, they have lot of issue to tackle with on the software side, HR, you know, the sales and marketing, positioning themselves again with the like right markets, right customers, and on the top of it they need to be productive so that they can remain competitive. So this is very challenging, and if someone from Rajkot is providing a very cost effective solutions, local solutions, without getting into any sort of hype, and what is really required to make the industry very well connected with the basic components of the industries or the particularly manufacturing, and they get required data, they get required into real-time information, real-time management of the entire infrastructure. I think that cost effective component for industry 4.0 is very important without creating any hype. And I'm sure Deep and Sagar, they both know this fact very well. And today we wish that they present the learning from the whatever the projects they have handled so far, and how they want to take not only Autobits but the entire Rajkot together towards smart manufacturing. So that session is going to be very interactive and informative. So over to Sagar. All the best, Sagar and Deep. Thank you for joining with us. Thank you. Over to Sagar, please.
Sagar bhai, you are inaudible, I guess.
Am I audible now?
Yes, now you're audible.
Yeah. So hello everyone, I'm Sagar and I'm representing Autobits. Autobits is a startup based out of Rajkot, a third tier city that we are in. And the reason of Autobits and industrial IoT for us is that for us to make technology available to the SMEs which are small, which are medium sized scales, which cannot afford big technologies, or which companies have no resources to have big technologies too. So our main goal is to empower companies, SMEs with industrial IoT. So I'll be starting now with our presentation. So in short, what is Industry 4.0? So Industry 4.0 is, let's say it's a dream for you. Let's say just close your eyes. Imagine that your shop floor is working and everything is automized from your order to dispatch. Everything is in line. That there is no human intervention. There are no papers going around in the factory that okay, this order has come and now it will go to ERP. ERP somebody will check, and then another software will do the production layout. One person will make the design, then another will do the production. So, and then another team will do dispatch. So Industry 4.0 deals in integrating the whole process together so that one single system is able to show that, okay, this order has come and this is how it will be made. So everything will be optimized and synchronized. That is what Industry 4.0 aims to do. So there is one concept of a lights out concept in Industry 4.0, which we say, let's say that you have got a manufacturing facility, okay, and these things are happening in real in a lot of companies which are in Germany, companies in USA. These lights out concept is true. What happens is that when you enter the factory, that is the time when all the lights turn on and you see that a lot of manufacturing is happening. Otherwise, all the manufacturing is happening without any lights. So you must be saying, Sagar, how is it possible? How can you manufacture without lights? So that is the thing. So machines are working, robots are working, material is coming in, material is going out, and everything is being done so autonomously that there is no man. And if you don't have any manpower on the shop floor, then why do you need to even switch on the lights? So that is what Industry 4.0 lights out concept is. And it will take for India, it will take now lesser time for us to reach there, because now a lot of technology is available for us too, and technology has started to become easily affordable and easily available. So what Industry 4.0 will be? So it has got 3D printing in it. So let's say in 3D printing, you are able to make something very quickly. You are able to make things in mass also. So some things like let's say if you want some prototyping to be done, okay, so that will be done easily with that. So Industry 4.0, let's say that I've got a big roller machine. In that my machine, one of my component fails. So normally what will happen is some manager will check, okay, what happened with my machine. So he'll check that this component has been damaged. So I need to buy the component. Then he will go to purchase guy. Purchase person will say, okay, I'll raise a purchase order, and then after 10 days that part will come. Okay, or maybe it'll take 5 days. But somebody needs to do. There are a lot of things which will be involved in getting the component back. But in case of 3D printing, what will happen is that you call the manufacturer that this thing is failed, and he will just send you a file which will be printed on your machine, and you'll have an object with you which is 3D printed. So let's say I've got this stand over here which is 3D printed. Okay, so now let's say instead of this, I've got a component which I've printed on my machine. I don't have a file for it, but I've printed the part on my machine. Now I am able to install that on my equipment, and within 3 to 4 hours my machine is back on track. So that is something which will help manufacturers to go further. Let's say 10 years back, 15 years back, having internet connection or having a computer was something in luxury, or we used to go to somebody else's house to make a call. So same way 3D printing is at that stage. But in future, what will happen is that even in your home, let's say if your door hinge breaks, you'll be able to make a new door hinge also. So that is what 3D printing will change industry as we know it. Then the thing that right now what we are doing is we are doing additive manufacturing. That's the if we are doing subtractive manufacturing. With 3D printing, we'll be able to make a lot of complex geometries. Let's say I'll share an example. In aviation, the biggest drawback or like biggest challenge for them is reducing the weight of an airplane. So by 3D printing, people have been able to reduce weights of airplanes by 2%, 3%. So you are able to make complex geometry printing, make components which are very complex. Let's say I want to make a pipe. Okay, so now pipe will always be a solid. Okay, for us. But now with 3D printing, you are able to make a lattice structure which will reduce the weight of the pipe while increasing the strength of the pipe. So a lot of clamps are made with 3D printing from of titanium of steel, which reduce the weight and increase the strength. So what happens is that the weight of the plane reduces and they are able to have better mileage, better efficiency. Okay, so that is somewhere we can do a lot. Then there are some components that we have to, what we have to do is we have to cast them or we have to forge them. Then you do machining, then you do finishing, and then it's out for sales or it's for usage. With 3D printing, you can minimize a lot of steps and have reduce your energy consumption for the transformation of the part. So that is one thing that 3D printing is going to change. Second part is going to be industrial IoT, which we are doing. So what we've done so far is we've done M2M. Let's say M2M means machine to machine communication. Then we've done connected things, and then both the things depend on the third part, which is machine data collection. In machine data collection, what we do is right now in all our factories, in all our shop floors, operators or supervisors do a lot of form filling. They'll fill all the data on paper, and then they will add it. Okay, then a computer entry is done or things are done, reports are made. So with industrial IoT, what we do is we collect the data from machines automatically without the need of any manpower. So what this does is that it enables us to do a lot of things which were not possible presently. So let me just give you an example. Okay, with machine data collection, what we've been able to do is we've been able to increase and empower supervisor. Okay, so right now what supervisor does is one of his biggest tasks is to do data entry and to data entry on paper and then data entry on computer. Okay, so now he spends 50% of his time, let's say half a day, on data entry and checking the data. So with our system, what will happen is that that supervisor has got, he does not need to do data entry, but now what he will do is he will do analytics of the data. Okay, so you do instead of data entry, which is a minuscule job, you are doing analysis. Analysis will help you. It helps, like let's say in one of the companies, what we've done is with the help of this technology, they've been able to empower the supervisors and get more out of what the salary that they were paying. So they were able to reduce downtime from, let's say, from 15 minutes, they were able to reduce to 5 minutes of changing the components. Then in a lot of cases, what we've seen is that they've been able to uh, make better decisions, because what happens is that they don't have time to do from the data entry, which is a very crucial part and important part, which needs to be done daily. So now if they don't have more, if they have more time, they're able to do better things of management. They're able to plan a lot of things which better way. So that is one thing that industrial IoT helps in machine data collection. Second, what we've seen is that in a lot of cases, supervisor or managers, they give wrong data to the higher management, which is the CEOs, the CXOs, the directors of the company. Data is forged. You won't believe it, but a lot of data is forged. Let's say they will forge the data that okay, 200 pieces were made, out of that 100 were in daytime and 100 in nighttime. But in real, what the case is that only 70 pieces were made in night and 130 were made in day. So how is that possible, you might ask? So operators and supervisors do a lot of dirty tricks to improve, or like to, so that they are able to get the efficiency at the cost of the quality. So we have been able to stop a lot of those things from happening. A lot of times in Rajkot, we have got a lot of shop floors in which a lot of things are done manually. So in those places, by installing our system, what they have seen is that the workers were cheating the companies in part count. So they pay them 2 rupees or 10 rupees, 5 rupees per part they make. So now they would write wrong parts and then they do jolmal with the supervisors, and then things don't come up to the higher management. So we've done that. Then in the case of M2M, what we've done is one machine is able to communicate with another machine. Okay, so let's say you've got a big industry in which power is a big thing for you, and now you only have limited utilization of power, so you can't utilize more than 1000 kVA. So then what you have to do is you've got more machines that are running. So now in that cases, let's say I've got 5 machines running over here. Okay, so one machine, two machine, three, four, five. So now all this combined together have a load of 1500 kVA. But now in the case when I need power over here, I'm able to switch this off with the help of M2M. Now all these plants are very, very far from each other. So without M2M, things were not possible. So they were facing duties in terms of electricity bill comes higher because they are using more than the demand, that contract demand. So then that those times they were facing issues. So with our M2M, what they have done is they have reduced. They are not getting any fines from PGVCL anymore because one system, like if I'm having 800 kVA, then this machine will shut down and this will start. And once it reaches again at a level, this will start and this will shut down. So this happens automatically in case where machine needs to communicate with the other machine and coordinate. So that's one thing that we do. Then connected things is the most interesting part of industrial IoT. In there is this furnace company in Rajkot. They have a lot of furnace. They are into forging and turning. So we have installed smart speakers over there. We have got Ahuja speakers, big Ahuja speakers. Okay. So what happened is that big pain was a lot of times temperature in the furnaces was not regulated, or due to some error they faced rejection in the production. So what we did is we installed smart speakers, big speakers of out. So anytime something would go wrong, a message in Gujarati would pop up કે ભાઈ 4 નંબરના મશીનમાં તકલીફ થઈ છે. Okay, and let's say તકલીફ હોય કે ભાઈ temperature વધી ગયું છે. So it will speak in Gujarati so that local laborers are also able to understand, and problem is solved without the need of any expensive or any, without the need of monitoring. Okay, so previously they would have one person sit on the console and monitor what is going, what is not. So now they don't need to do that. Now anytime something goes wrong, there is a voice that a loud voice that will tell, okay, what is wrong. So that is one thing that we've done in connected things. Then we've got big TVs. In the age of smart TV, you have TVs which are very, very cheap. So we have companies where we install 40-inch, 55-inch TVs, smart TVs, which showcase what all is going on the shop floor. So when you enter the shop floor, you are able to see that, okay, my Mansukh Bhai is doing production, and my this machine is offline. This machine have achieved the target. So all the things you are able to see on a big dashboard on the shop floor. And this dashboard is also showcased on a TV in managing director's office also. So there are a lot of things on M2M and connected things that we can do, and what we've done that way. So then the third part of Industry 4.0 is robotics. Robotics, as in there are two things. One is cobots and one is unmanned vehicles. Okay. So in UAVs and cobots, what will happen is that in a lot of places where you have to do repetitive tasks and tasks which are very critical, over there you have got cobots, which is they are just different versions of robots. Cobots are the robots which can do collaborative work. In that case, like if a robotic arm is working over here, I can also work over here and work with the robot together. So those things are something which are the future, because today everyone wants to become an engineer. सबको डॉक्टर बनना है, सबको इंजीनियर बनना है. Everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. People want to do startups. People want to do a lot of big things. Nobody says, "Okay, I want to be a laborer. I want to do this. I want to farm. I want to get into farming." You don't see that. People don't say that. And people are getting, the education is becoming easier for everyone. So now you can't expect an engineer to do operator work. That's not possible, and they won't do it. So with that you need robots which will do that work. The reason why Germans and USA, like they have got robots, is because they can't afford wage to an operator, because the wage of an operator outweighs the cost of robot. Okay, so if you are paying an operator, machine operator, to work for 12 hours, 25 lakh rupees in a year, and robot costs 15 lakh rupees a year, you'll go for a robot, because robot, it'll be only one time investment. So that way robots are gaining popularity all across the world. Second is UAV. UAV, I'll tell you where they are being used. UAV, like whenever you receive a parcel from Amazon or whenever you receive some goods from a big MNC, UAVs play a big part in that. From getting the material or having a robot, UAV plays a big part in that. Okay, so let's say if I want to bring, and let's say if I want to bring my phone from X location to Y location, and I want to send this another thing from Y location to X location, and this needs to happen every 10 minutes or 15 minutes. In that case, UAVs come into place. Or if I want to search that, okay, in my big the this thing, I want to fetch the material from here, I want to fetch material from here, and then send all the material to there. Okay, so that is when UAVs come into place. And what they do is they make things very very efficient, and that you are able to make things very fast. Because let's say, okay, I'm sending my workman or foreman to us, I'm asking, okay, bhai, you need to bring some tools. So now what he will do is, my foreman will do is, he'll go here, he'll go there, he'll go there, he'll go there, then he'll go to get the tool. And then while coming back also, he'll go there, he'll go there, he'll go there, and then he'll come with the tool. So what could have taken 10 minutes takes more than 20 minutes to happen, or 30 minutes to happen. So over there, what you're losing is you're losing something. So in return, UAVs will make that process smarter, faster, and economical. Then the fourth part, which is the most interesting part and which I'm going to talk to you a lot about, is going to be artificial intelligence and machine learning. With I hope everyone is aware of the recent changes in the education policy. So now our education policy requires people to have coding skills from 6th grade or 5th grade. So now artificial intelligence will be something which every kid will know, and it is something that we are all engulfed in. Okay, so how it will help? It is helping, like we are doing a lot of things on AI and ML. We are doing a lot of on analytics part and quality and prediction part. Okay, so what this does is that instead of you having to crunch data on Excel file, or you having to check all the papers that, oh, how much sales I'm doing, if will I reach the target or not, what is going on in my factory, is the production okay, is everything going good. So I don't need to check a lot of data analytics. With the help of AI, you will get a very very proper reply that, okay, you are given these conditions, your company will run properly, and these are the departments you need to look into, because these things are causing problem. Okay, and if you are able to increase your sales by 5%, you will be increasing on your efficiency by 10% and your profits by 8%. So that is something analytics will tell you without you having to see all the data, crunch all the data, understand the data. Analytics from AI will be very very short and will be very very precise. Okay, then second is designing. When you're designing some component, what happens normally is that the design what we make is can be efficient, cannot be efficient. So with AI, what a lot of companies are doing right now is that they are doing biomimicry. Okay, so biomimicry is with the help of AI. What you're doing is that the best structure for you're finding the best design for your application. And what AI does is it will make tens and thousands of designs for the same application, and it will check which design fits the best part. Okay, because let's say if you want strength, you want it to be compact, you want it to look like this, so you given all the parameters, you say that I don't want it to be more than 10 inches in shape, and I want the weight like this. So it will make a design which can be 3D printed easily without you making a design. You get it? So you just enter a few random few variables that you want, and based on that, it will make a design automatically. It will make thousands and thousands of designs, and it will give you 5 to 10 designs which the AI thinks that which can be applicable for you. Then the third, which is very, very important and which we see every day, is prediction. Okay. So when you open your favorite social application, it can be Facebook, it can be WhatsApp, it can be Instagram, it can be TikTok. So what you see is that you'll always see the post that you will like. Okay. So what will happen is that you are able to predict, Facebook predicts, Google predicts that what you are looking for, what you want, and that is how the experience becomes better for you. Let's say when you open Instagram, there is somebody you like, and then there is somebody you don't like. Now Instagram has already predicted who you like and who you don't like. So now they will show you post of the people you like, and they won't show you post of people you don't like. Okay, so that way prediction. Those are big companies. They have got a lot of resources to do it, but now with the ease of prediction, with the ease of AI, you can also do prediction. You can do prediction that if this weather is going to be there, then if I'm going to do my casting, will my casting be good or it will not be good? Or let's say if today is like in monsoon, today it's going to be raining, or it might rain, so I need to put my furnace at 780 degrees to get the best material. And now today, like let's say 6 months, it is winters. Okay, so in winter, what temperature should I put my furnace in to get the best material? So that way we are doing AI prediction to get like what needs to be done. Okay, now it will tell me that I need to produce this many units because this is going to be the demand in the next 3 months. So it will tell me what I need to do, how I need to do, without me having to check all the past data, go get into the details like that. Then the quality management. Now this is something which a lot of companies are doing and which we are also working on is machine vision. Okay, for quality management, which is we mount a camera on something, and now every time you put in part or thing, it will let you know if this is good or this is bad. Okay, or if things are doing well or things are not doing well, and how many parts are there. So with the help of machine vision, you will be able to do a lot of things which are very easy but which take a lot of time. Okay, so now let's say if I've got a bearing in this assembly. Okay, so in my bearing assembly, every bearing will move on a conveyor, and there'll be a camera on the conveyor. So now what the camera will do is it will sense if the bearing is okay or not, if there are any scratches, or if the tolerances are not up to the mark. That way it will be able to give you what quality it is and how things are going. It will give you, let's say my today I've made 900 units. Out of that, 30 units were of bad quality which were rejected. 50 units were units which were not at the optimum quality, but they are not rejected. So that way you will be able, like you can get that also with quality management over here with AI. So now the question is that do you really need it? I mean, Sagar, you are telling all these things, but is it very important? Yes, it is. Let me tell you, because if you don't change today, you'll have to change tomorrow. But tomorrow the change will be difficult and it will be expensive. If you are able to change today, you'll be at luck because you'll have first movers advantage. Second is that in these COVID times, if you have got machine monitoring system, then you can stay at home and manage your factory from your home. Your, like, let's say if because things are not safe out here in the world, and you don't know when the vaccine is going to come out. So if you got a machine monitoring system, let's say you got 100 machines in your factory, and you want, like, at home only you can see, okay, which machine made how many product units and what was the production for today, without even going to the factory or without even calling my manager, okay, by keto production do you want a phone market, or doing that. Or if you are seeing that, okay, production is not going well, so you can just ask manager, okay, why my 45th machine is not working well, give me in reply. So now with that, managers will have a lot, like they'll have to be accountable for everything, and you will not be losing on what you're already losing. You'll be able to take out on the hidden profit that you're losing. Then these things, like these industry 4.0, they are not, as I mentioned, important right now, but they will bring a lot of ease to you. Because let's say today you woke up, you got email from an AI engine that yesterday your plant efficiency was 75%. You made an sales of 45,000 rupees, and tomorrow and day after tomorrow you might receive an order from party A and party B. So you are able to receive a single email in which you have everything of your factory going on, in your company going on. You'll also know that AI will be able to predict your cash flow. Let's say AI will tell you, okay, now you'll be receiving around 8 lakh rupees in this coming 3 days. So you'll be able to learn a lot of things easily. So now what happens is that if you got ease and you got time, then you are going to be able to spend that time in doing something more efficient or more productive. Second, what this is doing is that what our clients have experienced is that um, a lot of our clients and a lot of companies in Rajkot do a lot of job work or do the OEM work. Okay. So now what happens is when OEMs come to check what is happening in the factory, how is the production going. So now when they know that, this company is during Industry 4.0 system, there is a lot of respect for the company made, and big brands, big companies like it if you're doing development, if you're doing something big. So now your chances, like let's say there is your competitor, now your competitor doesn't have this kind of technology, okay, then you become more acceptable by your vendor to be into getting an order. So that is how Industry 4.0 helps in giving you brand development and recognition from the clients and from the society as a whole. Then third is that it helps you save a lot of cost, which is intangible, I'll say. So from having, because my managers and supervisors that don't have to do data entry, they are free to do something else. Now they don't have to do paper and data entry, so that now I don't need to buy paper. I reduce a lot of paper consumption. I reduce a lot of printing costs. Then I reduce. I can also optimize on my workforce, because let's say if I yesterday I had 10 people, 10 of supervisors or 10 managers, tomorrow I'll only need 7 or 8, because now a lot of work has been reduced and there is a lot more accountability. As I mentioned, work from home becomes very, very easy. And that, with industrial IoT, we've been receiving in lockdown a lot of, leads, that inquiries that, Sagar, I'm from Jamnagar and I've got this shop. So how can I monitor things from home? Because I'm scared. I don't want to go to my factory. I risk, I may get corona or something and I may fall ill. So Sagar, tell me, how can I do this? Then, so that is something which is going on. And let's say if you're going for traveling, like if you're going to Switzerland or if you're going to let's say Thailand, so you can, being at home or being on your vacation, you know things are happening properly in your factory or in your company. So then you'll have better designs. Okay, better designs is very, very important, because if you are able to reduce your weight of design, or if you are able to improve your aesthetics, if you are able to reduce weight, you'll be saving in cost. Then if you are able to make better aesthetic looking, better designs and looks, then you have a chance of like customers accepting your product more. um, Forum, can we have the poll?
Yes, yes, we can. Starting from the first. So there are a couple of polls right now, and I hope you all answer all the questions. So I'll keep it for 30 seconds and I'll move to next. That will be good, right?
Yeah.
So would you like to move towards smart manufacturing? Meanwhile, there is also a question in the chat box from Zankhana Broker.
Okay.
How do you make a transition or make blueprint document for transitioning to AI ML environment? What are the basic requirements we are looking for to say we are AI ML ready? So what are the basic requirements to say that now we are ready?
Okay, so now the biggest thing is that if you want to be AI ML ready, for the biggest thing is you need a lot of data. Okay, you need to have at least 6 months to 10 years of data. If you want financial, if you're looking at financial AI, then you need at least 5 to 10 years of data. Data as in you need your balance sheets, you need your ledgers, you need your the performance reports of your vendors. You need reports from your clients, what your clients are going, what products you're selling, which products are not doing well. And if you're talking about manufacturing, manufacturing as such, without industrial IoT, you don't have proper data. Because let's say with industrial IoT, what we're doing is we are collecting data of MPA trend compared to production, then power consumption to quality, then quality to the speed of the machine. So we've got a lot of data in AI for industrial IoT. So now once we have got a lot of data, then we are ready to make a learning set for the AI. Okay. So now if you have a learning set for an AI, then you can proceed for AI. Now once you have a learning set, what you have to do is you need to do modeling. Okay. So now modeling, a lot of companies are providing models and companies are providing coding for modeling. So that's the thing. I hope Zampa have answered your question.
Yeah, thank you.
So the second question was, which area of smart manufacturing will you be most likely to go first?
Okay.
So 50% are saying AI ML.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Second number is IoT. And 3D printing and robotics are same. I guess 3D. I guess the way it is going is that minimum tangible products. So here people want to first deal with the data, and then somewhat data and machines, and then like 3D printing and robotics, I think they are more investment heavy, tangible stuff.
Correct. So that is true, because AI, if you have the data, there are a lot of online cloud-based systems in which you can do AI easily.
Yes. So we'll go with next poll.
Yeah.
Okay. What will drive your decision? So
So a lot of people want automated analytics. Okay.
yes, 50% for that, then cost savings, and then brand recognition.
Okay.
Great.
So I guess people in Rajkot are more of analytics people, because they are like, everyone knows the value of data right now. So that's what we can assume from this.
True. So here is our fourth question. Do you know anyone who could benefit from this? Okay. So we have this close competition here of yes and no. 45% is yes. Obviously, we have someone or the other. Even in this session today, we have, I guess, lot of not just the manufacturers here, but also the students uh, 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 already working in some firms, want to do, are looking for some opportunities in startups, or even want to pursue some career in these fields. So all kind of mix. So obviously we would have come across someone not just on the benefit side of it, but also a part of this changing ecosystem.
Okay.
So yes, I was my point was that we have a mix of audience today.
Okay. So we'll start next one.
Will you be willing to talk to them about such upcoming technologies? So this is for that 45% people.
See, the reason that we are doing polls is because we feel that sharing things is more important. And if you learn something, if you know about something, so I just want to know if you would be likely to share something that you've heard or of the technology that is going on.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, fair enough.
And here is our last poll. Everybody is saying yes. And sorry, second last poll.
So let's have this poll at the end of the session.
Okay, okay, okay.
Let's have this poll again.
So last two will be again after 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so now I'll just give you some. As I've promised, I'll be sharing some stories with you and what Autobits has done. So Autobits for us, it was a dream company and a dream startup that we wanted to do. We wanted to empower SMEs into going for technologies which were not easily available at this time. So what we've actually done, I'll be sharing with you. So this happened to us somewhere in the last year when we had installed our system, our CNC monitoring system, to one of our clients. Okay, and then after a few days, we get a call from him that saying that Sagar, the system that you've installed is not working well, and we need to see what we can do. So I was shocked to see that I told him that, sir, are you getting all the reports? You have the mobile application to monitor your machine. You have reports, you got alerts, and what's going on wrong? So he told me, Sagar, the reports that your system shows says that my efficiency is 45%, but my operator and my manager tells me that our efficiency is 65-70%. So who am I supposed to believe? I was like, that's true, sir. So let me see what I can do. So he just like, Sagar, why don't you come? So I went to his office the next day, and then he told me that, Sagar, you tell me what to do. I like, sir, let's see the reports. What do the reports say? Then after doing some analytics on the reports and seeing what is happening, so I got to learn a lot of things. Okay, which the owner itself did not know about this company. So one is that the efficiency that their managers were calculating, the that was very much wrong. Okay, so what they would do is that they will consider the cycle time of an operation to be 45 seconds, but in actual the operation only takes 40 seconds. Okay, then they will give the loading time, like the time it takes for an operator to change the part, as 20 seconds, but in real it only takes 8 to 10 seconds. Okay, so now what efficiency is calculated is how many pieces you can make in the day or in the available time. So now with the formula, like if you have got 20 seconds instead of 10 seconds, you'll be able to make half the pieces. Okay. So now I told him that, sir, your manager is showing over here that 20 seconds takes to make change the part. But over here, your operator is changing the part in 8 seconds, in 12 seconds, in 10 seconds. You tell me, whoa, how is that possible? Like if an operator is able to change at 8 to 12 seconds, then why is he writing 20 over here? So now if he writes 20 over here, then obviously in 24 hours, if you're making 100 pieces, then it's good. But if you're if my loading time is 10 seconds, then I should be able to make at least 120 pieces or 130 pieces. So then it was a very eye-opening moment for the customer. He's like, sorry, Sagar, I put a blame on you. And I think we'll have to fire the manager. I was like, no, sir, please don't do that. We don't want to do that. But let's give this manager this technology and help him improve. Because these things were happening in your system, in your factory, without his knowledge also, or maybe they are doing it purposely. But let's give him a benefit of doubt and let him make things better. So now that company has actually received 75% efficiency in the real calculation, and they've been able to make more production from their existing machines which they were going like instead of having to invest into new machines, more machines. Then there is then so that is how they improved their ROI, which is return on investment. So what happens is that if you invested 1 crore in your machines, so now if your machines are giving you 10,000 rupees per day as an profit, then your ROI is calculated that way. But now if with the help of IoT, with the help of Industry 4.0, your machines are able to give you output and profit of 12,000 or 13,000, then your ROI, that is return on investment, significantly improves, and you are able to get more from your machine. So now what happens is that in general cases, people like we as Gujaratis, we don't go a lot on actual numbers, but in these difficult times, you have to check everything to keep our company sustainable, to keep the competitiveness going on. So that's how industrial IoT helps you improve your ROI. Then the second I'll be talking to you about is furnace monitoring. Okay, so now there is this client of ours that is has procured our furnace monitoring system. So he had a lot of problems in quality and rejection or mismanagement in planning, because now his operation takes around 18 hours to 36 hours for the operation to complete. So he did not have a proper method of planning when his furnace, when his output will be there, or monitoring what the temperature it is working on. So with our system, what he got was he got alerts on his mobile that something is wrong, and I need to work on this. Or like they also have this die cast machine in which die needs to be like temperature, aluminum needs to be poured onto the die, and the aluminum should be at this very critical temperature. If it is below that, then they'll get rejection. If it is above that, then they will get rejection. So okay, so now the operators that they were doing, they were working on in Gujarati we say as andajo. Okay, they were not, they were not critically thinking. So because that andajo, they were not the efficiency and the quality was not at 100%. So with this, with our system, the temperatures were being monitored, and every time something goes wrong, we would alarm them that things are going wrong, you need to check. So now with our system, they've been able to significantly improve their this thing, quality on those terms, and they have been able to reduce the downtime. Because what happened is that they need to heat up the furnace every day at 5 o'clock in the morning. So now sometimes that operator will wake up late. He'll wake up at 5:30 or at 6 o'clock. So now by the time it's 9 o'clock and the operators or the machine come in, the furnace is not ready with the temperature. So now they'll be losing on time. But now this was not reported to management. Management had no idea that this was going on. So then with our system, they got to know that if the operator is switching on the machine at 5 o'clock or at 6 o'clock or at 4:30. So because now they've been able to significantly reduce 1 to 2 hours of the downtime. So now they're able to have more from the day. Because earlier what would happen is that the other batch of operators, they would wait for the furnace to heat. So that was one loss. Second loss was that they'll do overtime every day so that they are paid more, because they'll be waiting 1 hour in the morning on the normal pay without any work. So they've saved a lot on those senses. So that is something for furnace that we've done. Then what we've done for energy is very crucial. So in energy, what happens is that a lot of companies face this thing, duty for using more of power compared to their contract demand. So now with the help of monitoring of their contract demand, they're able to plan much better. Okay, so that is one thing that is going on. Then second is that companies also face a lot of fines due to mismanagement of power factor. Okay, and companies make losses in power factor because power factor, if it is not maintained properly, then it will your assets, like your induction motors, your heaters, they will consume more power than they should be consuming, and the efficiency of the motors and heaters go down if the power factor is not properly maintained. With our system, what we've done is that we are helping companies monitor the power factor and letting them know how what to do to improve the power factor. Then there is this thing that we have an AI module in which we have fed an algorithm for every client we do this. So it will let you know if the machine, the motor efficiency is proper or not. If the machine, like if the whole machine, is it working at the optimal power consumption to quality to ratio or not. So that is a lot which is needs to be done on energy. So that is what we've done for a lot of clients. So I think these are good. And then I'll also share something in cold storage what we've done. We have a lot of cold storages that store our vegetables, our pulses. So we monitor those cold storages so that they are fresh. They the moisture in them does not reduce, and there is retention of moisture. So that is something that we're doing. And in those cases also we found a lot of things which are not going well. The operator of the machine will not may like operate the machine properly. They will not give proper time to cool down the cold storage, or maybe he will not run the machine at its peak efficiency. So with these things, what we've done is we've helped companies to see what is going on, make things very transparent to them, and then they've improved on that efficiency, and they've been able to get good results from their machines and from their operators. So I think that's all for today, and I'm open to all the questions if anyone has.
Wonderful, wonderful. When I asked you to do a self introduction, I guess you just mentioned your company's name, but I must say it's a long enough introduction bio which you have shared me, and I would just pick up this line that he's a fourth generation entrepreneur with raw experience of over 10 years into manufacturing, management, and R&D. So anytime, like not just manufacturers, anytime any students who wants to connect with him, getting his or her startup forward, or maybe interest in academics in this field, surely connect to him anytime. And we have couple of questions here. Do you want to take poll or questions, or simultaneously?
First I'll take questions. So I
Okay.
think this, yeah, we'll take the questions and then we'll end it by with the poll.
Yeah, so there is one question from Rajiv. He's asking, there will be massive reduction in manpower cost at operator and supervisor level. What do you suggest for the unemployment happen at the byproduct of India 4.0? There are a couple of other questions
Okay.
by him only. I'll just read it out, all of them together.
No, I'll just answer this one first. For him.
Okay, fair enough. So before you say, I was listening R.A. Marshalkar recently, and he said that he knew one startup. They were into robotics, and they have built a robot for manual as a alternative of manual scavenging.
Okay.
What he was saying was that it will not replace the job of that person. What it will do is that we will train that person to use that robot. So when their children go to school, they won't tell their friends that my father is a manual scavenger. They will say my father is a robot operator. So this is how the things will change, as you also mentioned that it's not, we are not the jobs won't go, just that we won't do the monotonous tedious work that will be just taken by the robots. So
Sorry.
I just wanted to share this thing. Yes, over to you.
Absolutely. So now, Rajiv, the thing is that no technology can ever, period, cause unemployment. I'll start with an example that when computers were introduced into the banking system, all the bank managers, the clerks, they were worried that what will happen to our jobs. But surprisingly, no bank fired a single employee because of a computer. Okay. Now the thing is that what we are doing is we're empowering people. We are empowering operators. We are empowering supervisor. Okay. So if once you empower them, they are able to do work which is often higher standard than they're existing doing. Okay, that is one thing what technology does is. My second point is that in the next 10 years, will there be any, if a farmer today, will he want his son to or daughter to be a farmer tomorrow? Or will he want his son or daughter to be a doctor, an engineer tomorrow? Okay, so now with that, let's say 10 years down the line, we might not have any operators, we might not have
It's
people to
7:30.
do the low level work. In that case, if you don't have people to do low level work, then how will you manufacture? The reason why India, China, Thailand, they're all the hubs of manufacturing is because we have got cheap labor. But that is till when? Till when will we have cheap labor? Till laborers or the farmers or the operators or small people, they like people who are at that level, they don't want to come up. So once they come up, there'll be a void in that area. In US, you don't have operators or you don't have people who want to do the small level work. You don't get housemates in US, or if you do, they're very expensive. So that's my thing. That's my take on that. Now
Uh,
yeah. So Rajiv, have I satisfied your?
there are a couple of questions related with that. So what is the ROI period? That also, I guess you have covered a bit in your case study. And is this data is compatible with the existing ERP apps being used in the company?
Okay.
And do we need to train our existing people to on Industry 4.0?
Okay. So I'll answer all of these together. One is that in today's world, everything needs to be compatible. Okay. If I'm making a product, it needs to be compatible with other person's product. If other person is making a product, it needs to be compatible with your product. So that is one thumb rule on which to the new technology relies on. So my data is transferred to ERP. We are transferring data to SAP. We are transferring data to different types of ERPs. Okay, and mobile applications already, because that is what happens. Because now production entry, which is automatically collected from a die-cast machine or from a forging machine, is sent to ERP, and then that way and data from ERP comes to our system. So it's a two-way communication that keeps happening. Then the ROI is on new technologies is less than 6 months for industrial IoT. We've been given results in less than 3 months, 2 months also in some cases. Let's say there is this one system, one company in which we made sure that their production does not have any failure. Okay, and their system is not failed. So in that, their ROI was only 15 days, because we helped them save a massive breakdown from happening, and the breakdown that could have happened would cost them 5 to 10 lakh rupees. Okay, so now in that cases, the ROI, you like it's zero sometimes. Like it's so high that you can't even, like, there's no need to calculate. Then I'll tell you one more example how ROI, like why IoT could have saved lives. So in the last 6 months, we've seen that a factory in South India, factory of LG, there was a fire in that company. The fire originated from a machine. Okay, and it took some lives. That fire took some lives. So if industrial IoT was integrated over there, they could have sensed with AI. They could have sensed that something is not going right. The temperature is not going right, or the efficiency is not going right, or maybe there is going to be overcurrent is being consumed. Then an alarm would have caused, and somebody would have taken notice to that, and could have saved the fire from happening and from lives being uh, from losing the lives that we've lost today. This also happened sometime back in Jaipur in a company. So in the last few years, like what happens, there have been cases where big boilers, they blast, and when boiler blast, there are a lot of lives which are lost, and a lot of damage is done to on the company, on like brand value, on the commercially, the insurance company, a lot of damages have like it causes a lot of damage. So when we are able to save those damages with the help of industrial IoT, like ROI is phenomenally high. And do we need to train our existing people on Industry 4.0? To be honest, no, and yes, both ways. Has anyone taught you to use TikTok or use Facebook? The answer is going to be no, because 90% of people already know how to use TikTok. Like things are very easy. So for us, like we at Autobits have a thing that our user interface should be very easy, and to be very. I'll share one thing that we had a chance to meet an R&D person of Philips, the Philips company, the Philips consumer, the TVs, um, the appliances that we use, and we had met him and we showcased our product to him. And the only, he told me that your system, your company, you may be based out of India, Gujarat, Rajkot, but your company doesn't, your brochure doesn't look like a Rajkot company or an Indian company. Your user interface doesn't look like an company, an Indian company. I was like, why? Because he told me it's so easy to use. I mean, I could navigate through the whole system without knowing the system. And that's what, that like, for us, that's our thought philosophy, that people from a lot of stages and people from a lot of industries have told us that our user interface is so easy for operators and for managers that they don't need to possibly learn anything, because it's very natural. So yes, if you're going for Autobits industrial IoT or man industry 4.0, you don't need to train them a lot. Yeah. So
Interesting, very interesting. Last question is from Dinesh Kakkad. I guess, sir, do you want to unmute and ask yourself, or should I read out?
yeah. So shall I answer?
No, he's asking, I guess.
Okay. Okay.
I would like to know whether there are in Gujarat industries which have 100% accepted your concept, or are there any industry more than 40% and their success story
Hmm.
with names?
Okay. Names, normally we sign an NDA, because I won't be able to give you names because we sign an NDA with the company.
Okay. Then in which sector they are working?
Yeah, I'll tell you. So we've been working a lot in automotive sector, which Gujarat is an hub of automobile sector, which is bearing industry, piston industry. Then you've got automotive parts, flanges, and those things we are working with. And people have come up to 20%, 40% right now. Some companies have indicated 50 to 60%. Okay, no company right now is at 100% at Industry 4.0, because Industry 4.0 is not something that you can buy. It's a process which takes time to happen. You just don't buy a phone and switch on the phone. So it's Industry 4.0. No, it's not that. Like we connect machines we connect machines physically. Then we take the data to cloud. We make the algorithms. We make models. We do a lot of things in the backend so that you're able to see the data first. Second is that AI and these things, they take a lot of data which needs to be there already. So now if we don't have data, we need to take a lot of time to have the data. Once you have the data, we can proceed for the next step. Then the another thing is that these things, they are not very cheap, but they are not very expensive either. So what happens is that companies, they take things on a phase-wise manner. You go with, let's say, your 15% of the machines, then you go another with 10% or 20%. Then again, that way it happens, because you have to concentrate on shop-to-shop basis or from area to area basis on your factory. So then we've also worked with some big companies. We are supplying our gateways, our products to Bangalore. We are supplying our products to Pune. So we have also worked in Punjab also. So not just Gujarat, but we are also working out of Gujarat too. But I'll tell you one thing, that Gujarat has got a lot of potential. There are a lot of industries that need Industry 4.0, even though they are not aware of it, but they need it.
Thank you so much, Sagarva, and it was wonderful. Like, we have 17, 18 participants stick with us, like keenly listening you that what all amazing things are coming up next. So we'll end with the two polls, and then we'll bid a goodbye. Um,
Yeah. So now, shall I start?
I'm launching the poll. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I see most of them have found it helpful. Thank you.
So people want to listen to you more and
Okay.
share more stories.
Okay.
We'll invite you once more then.
Sure. Sure. So I'm glad that people enjoyed it and people are interested in knowing more in the future. Thank you.
Can you share your location in Rajkot?
Yeah, I'm available anywhere in Rajkot. Our company is based out of, we have our HO in Millennium office on 150 feet ring road, and another our office is in on Jamnagar Highway near Cricket Stadium.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sagar bhai. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being a good audience. Thank you, everyone.
Uh, we have our Vice President Kalpit Sanghvi and Deepak Sachdev. Would you want to say some closing remarks, or should we end the meeting?
No, thank you, Forum. It's a wonderful session. Thank you, Sagar bhai, for a very it's like an international standard is right away at your doorstep in Rajkot. So just be in connect with Sagar bhai, and thank you very much, Forum, for this is a wonderful series.
Thank you. I will again remind, tomorrow we have a conference on quality management, and we have 3 amazing speakers. Stay tuned. If you don't have the link or the registration link, you can put your email ID or phone number in the chat box. I'll be ending this meeting in next 30 seconds. Thank you all. Thank you. Okay. Good day all.